What's going on? All right.
There you go.
Had some difficulties there. You two didn't want to let us in.
Maya,
You knocking at the door.
I don't know why.
It's like, no.
It's like, stop clicking the mouse.
No.
Breathe.
You know what? Whatever.
No, it's so cool. So cool.
Mm-hmm.
How y'all doing?
Welcome.
How y'all doing? Hey, we're going to get into this.
Yes, we changed the time to 5 o'clock, and we're talking about online dating and dating in the Black community and our experience.
Yes, our experiences.
Yes.
And it's one magnifique. We kicked it. We did what we had to do, and
we're here today.
Where we at here
today?
3 years. 3 years, and it's work, people. It's work, people.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Yes. Yeah, if y'all know us, loving it, truly. So, first and foremost, my name is Chauncey Anderson. I'm your host of the T.
And I'm Mayaka Anderson. I am your co-host.
For
the T, man. The T.
It's all about T.
It's the T. All right.
It's the T. Truly, it is. It is. It's an honor. It's a pleasure to host what this is going on. Probably our 6th or 7th video.
Yeah, video
that we put forward, and it's one of those times once again that we just gonna, let down a hair, and we're gonna talk about how Maya and I came together. I mean, we met online dating. We met first and foremost
on blackpeoplemeet.com.
Yes.
And don't let the name fool you in Black People Meet, because there's a lot of different ethnicities on Black People Meet. You know, we can't have nothing just for us. That just ain't gonna work.
Almost everything,
so
but
don't think the dating sites are any different. Yeah, so you can find an array of people on Black People Meet. And we were both on a lot of other dating platforms.
True.
But that's the one we met on.
That's what we met on.
Yes.
I mean, 21st century, back in the day, with our grandparents and our parents, you would probably find people in your community that you dated and went out with. If you were able to travel, be abroad, you would find others elsewhere. But here in the 21st century, a lot of people get tired of going to bars or other social events,
clubs,
trying to meet somebody.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
So the dating websites have become the thing of the future.
Definitely. And I know I joined because I just had a busy career. What I did, it was hard to go on dates. And so it was easier to meet people online than it was I didn't have the time to go out and do the socializing that it takes to meet someone new.
I think that was for both of us. I mean, same with our careers and what we were wanting to, not only just because our careers, but it was what we wanted also.
Yes,
and
yes.
We were trying to just, like anything, cut through the wheats and the chaff and find someone that would probably be on our levels, because I put in certain criteria and then things came up. And that's normally what you do on most of these sites. It's some people say it's not for them. Others people say, hey, I've been on this one, that one, or whatever.
But it does take time. They said statistically, they say that, dating online is a numbers game. So you got to go through a certain numbers before you start seeing any kind of real potential. And if you're that type, and you got to know yourself doing this, because if you're the type of person that just wants instant and you don't really want to put the work in, online dating is not for you, and you will get frustrated really easy, because it's not easy. It's not easy being on the lights, and some of the people really test your patience.
Yeah, and it's a matter of, like anything. If you would walk into a store, you see a woman or a young lady that captured your eye, it would be a matter of trying to figure out how do you go about communicating with them. And that was the same thing. I mean, when I saw Maya, I had dated or gone on dates with various other women that I thought, but then you go on a date and your head goes sideways. It's kind of like our puppy Rottweiler. When you tell her go get her clothes, then her head go like this. Like, what? And that's what you found out. So, I mean, I think at that time.
But why were their heads going sideways?
Well, that was my head that was going sideways.
Okay. Your head
it
was
wasn't
going sideways.
like what I had read, profile, and all this.
So the profile was not matching the person.
Because of what my expectations were and what I had perceived being what they had wrote up, it did not mesh. It didn't come together. And so, I was at a point in my life, my son, who had come to live with me from a previous marriage, he was a senior in high school and he was getting ready to graduate. And I was at the point that I was like, well, I want to make a career change. So I had a
split you up. You can only see males if you're, a female, and the men can only see women if if that's how you set it up. So you don't know how women, like I wouldn't know how women were portraying themselves,
right?
And what the men were seeing on the other side. So I don't know what the women look like, what kind of pictures they were putting up, or their profile or their messages. Right. So, I only know me, but I have no idea what the Black men were encountering on the other side.
Oh, yeah. For me, I mean, it was like just a vast array of every ethnicity, background, social, spectrum, if you would say, if you could say, of women. And many of them you just whittle through real quick, like, nope. And then those that you had chose to communicate with and maybe go on a date or two or whatever, I myself personally, I had a 3-date rule. I put up 3 fingers because I didn't feel like I was at this point in my life or my career or where I was at, personally, that I wanted to waste anyone's time, my time or that other person's time. So I had certain criteria. And if, it wasn't like it took you a lot to penetrate what I was saying to you. I mean, it was basically, I had desired to meet someone that I knew I could be with, but also I had financial goals. I know I had things that I was going to be transitioning into. And some of those things didn't set well because what was priority in my life wasn't necessarily priority in the other person's life. So it wasn't necessary for me to, I don't know I don't want to seem callous, but I felt like I'm not going to waste your time by doing that. So
but it is, it's just keeping it real, and especially on that level. Cause as I look on social media and the divide between Black women and Black men on the dating scene, and how Black men are voicing their opinions about Black women and Black women voicing their opinions. So it's nice to know what you actually experienced and what I actually experienced coming from Black men, so my way.
What would your, I don't know, criteria, if you would say, when you decided to use Black people meet to find someone that you thought you wanted to be with?
Oh, my criteria, you had to have goals and visions. You had to have a job. You had to be doing something, your own place, your own car. You had to have your own. Yeah. I had my own. You had to have your own. Right. I wanted someone who was courteous and who was humble, who was able to go in different circles and didn't mind going in different circles and talking to different people and feeling comfortable in that, because I'm like that. I was raised in Alaska, so I can get in with the best of them. I don't care what color or where you're from. So I always feel comfortable around people, no matter who you are. And I wanted to be with someone,
so true,
someone like that.
Yeah.
So that was important. And then just the respect factor, always looking decent, always speaking with not having to use ebonics all the time or foul language is not something that I like at all. I can't deal with that at all. Every once in a while, but he's really, compared to, you really good. Some people really live that life. Like they really live that life. And I am not used to that. Yeah, I am not used to that. And I do not like it. I mean, I don't even watch movies with too much or listen to music, too much. I remember when I first listened to Ludacris, I'm listening to the radio version, and I went and picked up his CD, and I couldn't get through the first song. I threw it away. I was like, I can't do it. But that's what I was looking for. And I was looking for someone who could also keep his hands to himself, because in the dating scene, a lot of men want to touch and feel and then say, well, I just want to know if we have chemistry. No, I'm gonna let you know right now, partner. We ain't got no chemistry. Keep your hands to yourself. I don't belong to you. So that was another thing that I was finding myself experiencing a lot. And and a lot of guys just want to talk all the time. They want to talk or they want to text.
Yeah.
But they don't want to do any face-to-face anything.
No, I mean, and that was what it was for us. I mean, although I had seen mine several times on blackpeoplemeet.com, it was, I don't know, it was something about, her profile or different things. I mean, because she was really big into NASCAR, NHR, racing, and I was kind of like, who does that?
Wait, they tell you put these pictures of you doing stuff on your profile, right?
But
so you're engaging. But I got all these race car drivers taking pictures with me, and they're famous, like big time race car drivers. And he had told me once that I thought those were all the different guys you dated. But if you're not in that circle, you don't know who these guys are.
I'm just saying, fella.
And I thought, what?
I'm not trying to go into preconceived notions, but I was like, what was it was like. It didn't make me initially, because I was like, who does? Black people don't really race like that. Street races.
That's why we love black women. We'll bring you anything. You never know.
I mean, when it got to that point, boom, she and I sent her a message. I think you were saying you were about to get off.
I was looking for, let me tell you, I was looking for the delete my account button. I had enough of these men, and I was literally looking for it, and he slid his message through. Well, I'm looking, you slid that message through. You thought you was slick, brother.
Make it happen.
You thought you was slick.
That's all you need to do. You kept him going out the door. Hey, how you doing? No. So it was kind of like if you would say you go into the nightclub and you just say, hey, how you doing? And she said, if you want to talk to me, she sent me her number.
And I left it just like that, because they usually do not call. They won't call you, send them, and then they disappear.
I was like,
this dude called me 5 minutes later. Yes, 5 minutes, the phone rang. I said, oh, his brother didn't call the sister.
Hey, trust me, I've done enough customer service. I felt like, hi, how you doing? I thought I'd give her a call. And it was the one thing. I was like, hey, I saw you on the website. I didn't get a chance to talk. And if you're up for it, we can go out. And to me, it was always in like a non-threatening environment.
Right.
Because some people will say, okay, let's go somewhere. And then they put you in one of these precarious situations.
Yes.
And that's not what me personally, I don't know her from Eve.
Right. And I don't know him. So you take those precautions. You always drive to a place. You go home. They go home.
That's it.
Yeah. Nobody knows where anybody lives or anything like that.
And they know pick me up, because if she would have said that, I would have been like,
something wrong where he would have said that, because I done had that. Well, come get and can you come get? No, because if you cannot afford a car, you can't afford a girlfriend.
Vice versa.
And I'm sorry. You're shallow, didn't know. I am 43. I done been to some stuff. I done given some men chances, and let me tell you, if they don't have the basics, it ain't working out. I'm not gonna do it. I did it, not gonna do it.
We had the same initially. Those attributes are right there.
Yes.
So I mean, it put us in a perfect position to say yes if we wanted to do it. It could have been easily said no at the same time, and it was no disrespect. And that's another thing. Sometimes you feel if a person says no to you, men and or women, that it's like, oh, you disrespecting me.
Right.
No,
it's a
means
preference.
no.
Yeah, it's a preference. That's not something I'm willing to handle.
Exactly.
And I'm not going to make you handle something you're not willing to handle. So let's mutually respect each other and go our separate ways. We were not meant to be, and let that go. And that is a big thing in the Black community with this respect thing.
Right.
It's one thing to respect someone. It's another thing to tell somebody that you're going to respect my foolishness. Right. I'm not about to live through your chaotic drama life that makes no sense. And you ain't got nothing going on in your future. You still doing things that you've been doing 10 years in your past. And then you want me to come. Don't do that. Don't ask me to come for that ride and then call me out my name because I choose not to go on that ride.
Because that's some baggage that you just don't bring to the party.
You deal with that.
That's your own thing. Unless you have put some time in to be able to say, hey, but I want to, if we gonna go in this direction, I have to let you know some things. Right. That's with all respect.
All respect.
But you're not trying to keep it on like day one, day two, day. I mean, I don't care until you get to a certain point in a relationship or dating exclusively. that you're willing to go down that road. And
Right.
that's for Maya and I. That was one of the things that we said. So real quick, we ended up meeting over at a Caribbean restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
God, I mean, it was, it seemed to me it was like dark, but we got this nice little, it was like front corner spot, and it was just a good time.
It was good conversation,
Yes.
good time. We just kind of kicked back and just talked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we talked about everything under the sun. Yeah, we were able to hold a good conversation.
Had food, had drink. And once we wrapped it up, I mean, literally walked her to her car. And I mean, I'm saying when I first saw her, fellas, first and foremost, get to wherever you're going to go to on time.
Yes.
Be the first one there.
And dress nice. Don't have her coming out in her best dress and you looking like you just got off work at the garbage truck. Sweats. Hoodies, all that is not appropriate on any date. I don't care. First, second, 112th, not appropriate on any date. Come with your best and look presentable.
Because
she put all that time in.
They gonna dress to the nines.
Yes, and you know this.
Dress to the hilt. And like I say again, for Maya, when she came and she parked and she came up towards the restaurant, it was like boom. I personally felt this was a woman I was gonna marry because she looked 100, and it was like this is a wrap.
I was bringing it, y'all. I was bringing it.
I mean, literally to the degree that for me it was like, I'm like one of them old school kind of cats. I need to see something's wrong. I was cautious because I mean, she brought it, and it was like, wow, I was smitten. I mean, I was like, I'm done. This is what you do. When you meet someone that you know, because it was like about a week or two that she and I was dating, that we were at her place and we were just talking because again, I hadn't touched Maya.
He sure hadn't. He wasn't playing.
He
wasn't playing. But that was one thing I had asked for too.
We get one of them church hugs.
That I dated someone who didn't want to touch, no touchy feely or what, and he came around, and I thought, doggone it, this one's gonna be it.
I just said, I say, because I think that was about time that Beyonce, if you like, you should have put a ring on it. And I told her, I just said, listen, I'll put a ring on it. I remember telling her that night. What'd you say?
I said, yeah, I want to get married, but sometime down, who gonna ask you to marry them in like a week and a half? Who gonna do that?
But I mean, trust me.
But here we are today.
I wasn't gonna. Hey, my whole program from that point, from finding out what she was, because this was a respect level. It was not only just marrying her; it was marrying her family. So I knew it was not only her, but I had to get the blessings from her father. So I mean, it led into that. Her girlfriend.
Yep.
They like beyond the point of BFFs.
Put the light on him, y'all. Put the light on him. Made sure that he had pure intentions.
I thought she was CIA agent.
Yeah, because people come into dating with all kinds of intentions. Some only date for sex. Some only date to get bills being paid. Some only date for free meals. Some only date for trying to find somebody to keep the kids.
Yeah.
It's only a few of us that are actually out there with the intentions of dating to marry. And so that is a question that you should ask yourself. And then when you start dating, you should ask others, what is my intentions?
Right.
So that you can, be fair to the other person. I think it's unfair that you go in dating for other reasons other than to get married, if that's what it's about. And then you got the serial daters who just like to date for the first time because it feels good, and then they go get someone else to date. Right. But their intentions are never to marry or go into a relationship.
Not any stretch, and when you call them on it, then all of a sudden it's kind of like,
how dare you talk to me about that?
But the funniest part is the next thing I know, I'm driving up on a golf course, and I'm going like, okay, I'm gonna just say this. The strikingest part is like I got two black women out there, right? And a girlfriend's out there like just smacking the hell out their balls. And I'm going like, I'm just sitting there, and Quita ain't said a whole bunch of like, hi, how you doing? She let, and then we end up at this restaurant. Then the lights went, kind of like these lights are right here, shining in on us. But she was very nice. Her intentions were pure And that's another thing. You have to be able to have that listening skill, because she was speaking not only as a friend, but on behalf of Maya. And Maya was quiet as a church
I
mouse.
sure did. He had to get through this. You're gonna be a man. Go on, take this
like,
right here.
What is
your ascension? Because she came up with some questions, boy.
Yeah.
She was on him, boy. Mueller ain't have nothing on Quita.
Like,
she was gonna get down to the nitty gritty and find out what was in his heart.
So by the time I got through that one, all I'm telling you, I knew that this was the woman that I desired to be with, and it wasn't nothing that was going to detract me from that point. And you know, that was very tough with Quita, but then going over and talking with her dad. To me, I remember Quita. I was like, "Listen, I need to find a ring." Boom, boom, boom. And we was talking this, and Quita, I was like, I even took a picture and showed it. Is this what you? Quita was like, "Oh yeah," you know. And I said, "I'm gonna do this," and I had said, "But I gotta get Dad's, you know, his blessings." And so we had gone to church. That was a hard night, hard next morning going to church. But we got through church, and I had asked him if we could meet because I had something very important I needed to ask him. And yeah, we Starbucks. I know exact location, and we sat, and it was something, you know, to see whom I consider an elder say yes. And I was, you know, I was honored. And then it was a matter of planning it and surprising this young lady right here.
So what do you think is important for Black men to know when they are preparing to date for themselves and for the female? Like, would they have to have intact for themselves, and then what do they have to show outwardly and be like okay with inside?
First and foremost, even my son asked me this question. I remember when he asked me about dating or knowing that you know somebody, and I simply say this: one, you got to know yourself. You got to know who you are as a person, because when you engage another person, a female, a woman, about being in a relationship, you have to be willing to take care of that person through, as it says, when your marriage vows, good times and bad, and sickness and health, till death do you part. You may not even be getting married, but I'm just saying your mindset got to be set.
It has to be there
that you are going in that direction. Because if she is going to give her time, herself, and be in a relationship with you, you know, boyfriend, girlfriend, exclusively engaged, married, that means that truth be told, when a woman gives of themselves, is fully. It ain't no 50, 20, 30.
Right. And we're talking about women. We're not talking about little girls or these things that's out here on your Instagram or whatever. We're talking about real women, because there's a difference.
Yes, and that's what I say. So a man has to be willing to share of himself. You're going to treat that woman the same way you would treat yourself. And if I would say how Chauncey treats himself, oh yeah, I give him 100% full treatment. So I'm going to do the same. With the, you know, at this point, Maya, at that point, we were dating, we became exclusive, we became engaged, and now my wife, oh yeah, not too many people say this, but I take a bullet for her. Ain't too many brothers gonna sit there and say, I take it. You're like, well, you know, is the contract right?
I don't know. Yeah, she
what is it in for me?
She ain't worth all that, man.
Trust and believe. If you willing to take a bullet for a person, because I'm gonna take a bullet for Chauncey. If a person gonna take a bullet, you have to be willing to sacrifice. You have to be willing to say, this person is that much more. To me, that's what we say. Honor, love, and respect.
Yes, that is something that we always say, and we stand our foundation for the T is honor, love, and respect, and definitely for the Black community. And I think just trying to build this bridge between Black men and Black women, so that we can stop putting Western society's standards on top of us, and feel like we can't be a good husband or a good wife because we don't look like, sound like, or have what they have. We're not them. No. We're better. We're better. We're smart. We're intelligent. We're beautiful in every way. So no, we're never going to compare to them.
No, and if we get that, the first and foremost thing that will happen is that you'll transcend.
Right.
Because the things that we choose to do or want to do. Let me tell you this beautiful young lady that sits right next to me, like I say again, first and foremost, when we met, she has been the highlight of my life. When she had become injured, she was the highlight of my life. I couldn't see it no other way. I even called her. I had her call her dad and let her know, sir, if it's okay with you, your wife, your daughter and I have been dating, and she's at my residence. And if you need to come over and see her, by all means.
Yeah.
But I don't.
So you're gonna tell my dad he can come visit his place to see me.
Yeah.
Because I had lost the use of both of my legs, and I couldn't walk. I couldn't feel. I couldn't get around. And so this is 3 months into us dating, and he took really good care of me. He got up extra early in the morning. He fixed my breakfast, made sure I had my lunch there at the desk side, got me books, made sure my phone was charged. And he said, you know, if you need me for anything, you call me and I will get off work and come attend to you. So that was at 3 months dating. I wouldn't have ever believed there was a man out there that would do that. None.
I mean,
none.
Because most cats, what they do, they date and if something happens, is like,
see
not only on to the next, but they use every excuse under the sun. And
probably would have gave me a kiss on the cheek and said, I hope you get better or whatever, and been on their way.
Wishes. You know, I mean, and I've seen
true.
so much of that happened in our community in my growing up, and with what, you know, a man not being there, you know, not only for my mom, but generations before that.
Yeah.
And it's frightening. It's, you know, who's going to be there?
Yeah, who is good? You're right.
For the Black community, male and female.
Yeah,
you know,
who's going to be left?
Sometimes
there?
You get married, there's injury, and it's boom,
and everybody's out the door. I can't do it. I can't just keep working. I can't just keep. But you're going to do it whether she's healthy. You still had to go to work. I mean, you might have to put some numbers in different spots to make things work. But, you know, the resentment factor is so high. I mean, the fact that you would give up what you have over that, and your spouse is going through some health situation that they can't help. It's really sad. I think, you know, we really have to step up when it comes to that. And I know, like, for our Black women, it's so hard that we're fighting so many standards and on the beauty issue, and then you know, and then being educated to the point that you can't find a mate that understands your mindset, that wants to go to that next level, and then, you know, you trying to do what you were taught and raised by your mom by being strong, and then the Black man resenting you for having that strength. But that's what you have to carry on, because your mom told you, look around. There are no Black men. You can't depend on them. You must do for self. So Black women have taken that and they've gone forth. But instead of coming in and helping ease the burden so that they can learn to let go and that you are going to be there, and you come in and nitpick and get angry and you know, want to control the woman instead of saying, hey, babe, I'm here now. Test me out. What do you need me to do? I'm going to do that, and be consistent so her mind can be like, he is going to be here. I mean, he is going to do this.
It's a shield, but the shield is against your own mate.
Right.
You know, that one that you have said that you're going to partner with, you're going to grow with, you're going to become one with. That's the piece of the puzzle.
Right.
I mean, we talked about that in Love and Marriage.
Love and Marriage,
and, you know, we're talking about it here just in our own dating aspect. You know, going on 3 years. And like I say again, I mean, it has been like I say again, an honor. It's been none but love.
Yes.
And truly respect.
And respect.
We have, I mean, you grow.
You do grow. Game. And you come up with hiccups.
Yeah.
I mean, where you both see things differently. Yeah. But we always come to a compromise. And I figure he's the head of the household, so it falls more so on him. So if he's determined to do something, okay, but you chose to do it. So if it's we're gonna see what happens, you know. But you know, as a wife, you learn to be in your husband's ear and giving him the utmost respect, and then give him some knowledge and wisdom, because men look at things a certain way, but sometimes women see things a little further or a little deeper. And so if you can just give your input and he respects you enough to listen to what you got to say, then you've done your part.
Yeah, and I mean that, like she said, that input, like I say again, is perspective that you. If you're a wise man, if you're a wise man,
Mm-hmm.
you will take that in. Like I say again, we are truly a spiritual people.
We are.
You will ask your creator for that guidance, and where it is, he will show you in every step of the way. I mean, I don't think that sometimes, even when I was single, I still shocked myself. The funniest part being married, if I think this was one of my teachers in Fudishi was saying, and he talked about the animal kingdom, and he speaks about the ant. He says an ant can lift 100 times its weight. He says, but if it's two, it's almost like they can lift 10,000 times their weight. So take that in perspective of husband and wife in the Black community. You can, if it's just one of you in the Black community, and you can lift 100 times your weight, but then you marry someone that you love,
that's willing to take on the rest of the weight and help you. You can. That's your empire. You can move
things like
mountains.
No tomorrow.
Mountains, and that's what we need in the Black community. Because we need more Black husbands and Black wives, and we got a lot out there. Oh, yeah. But we need this next generation not to be scared of commitment.
True.
And to understand themselves and how powerful Black families are. And that's the reason they separated us in the beginning, and why they continued even in the 70s and the 80s of separating Black families, because the power lies in the Black foundation. Yeah. So we need to get back to building what they fear. And as we build, you will see how economically we will gain power.
Yes. From the standpoint of our education. We will be solid.
Yes.
Because, young men, young women will be taught early.
Yes.
These things. What it is that they strive for.
Right.
You will speak into the existence of the doctor, of the lawyer,
right,
of the teacher. Whatever it is, beyond the point of sports.
I ain't got entertainment. We got to move past that.
We good.
I'm tired of those topics when we need to be thinking about building and owning.
And knowing, having a household.
Right.
Living your whole life in an apartment complex, you're not against it to start yourself out.
Right.
And we're not above reproach.
Right.
But you need to start standards.
Yes.
And we just continue to
and entrepreneurship. And there's so much to do out there.
A get together today, here in San Diego.
Bronchitis.
For the Black professionals.
Young Black professionals,
And the get together was, phenomenal.
Yeah. A lot going out there and happening. There's a lot more positives that's happening than what they put on the media platforms. And those who are pushing the positives and doing those great things don't seem to be getting the shine I believe they're due. Because there's a lot of folks that I have on the T on Instagram that I promote and I put up. I don't care who you are. If you Black, I'm supporting you. If I can be there, I'm gonna be there. It don't matter what it is. I don't mind collaborating. I don't mind helping do the footwork. I'm willing to do that because I want our people to rise, and I believe in our people. I believe in our Black men. I know they just need to a lot of them need to find their true north.
Right.
and understand that they do have that strength, and the courage does lie in them, and they can be leaders of households and businesses. And our Black queens, you're beautiful just the way you are.
And it's truly a support that goes beyond recognition.
Right.
99.9% of the times. Again, a woman will come dressed to the nines, to the hilts, from head to toe. And if the Black man can't even put on something nice to do that, if you got to borrow a jacket, shoes,
or
pants,
whatever. That's right.
Go out and make a purchase of it. Then you sell yourself short.
You do.
Now, unless that woman can see true potential within you, because
in that conversation somewhere or what you do. Really is shot.
It's never, ever gonna happen.
Yeah.
I mean, you can look from shows that was out there to you name it. Everybody trying to front it.
Everybody's trying to front instead of be real.
Instead of saying this is where I'm at.
Yeah.
I knew where I was when I met Maya. And I talked to her along those lines. Vice versa, she talked to me along those lines.
Right.
And we just said, we're gonna make a go of it.
We're gonna do this.
It ain't like it was always perfection.
No.
There's
going to be a lot of ups and downs, but that's what life is about.
Right.
It's those ups and downs and discovering your strengths within each other, and discovering the tools that you actually have or don't have and need to get, and work on getting those tools to deal with whatever's going on. But this has been a great conversation. Thank you so much for joining us. We were on Facebook at 5.
Yes.
And did it live, and so we had some people join us there, and it ended up being really good.
Really nice.
Really
very
nice.
Interactive.
Yeah, very active night for us. So we're excited. So no matter if you tune in or not, we have decided that we were going to be here.
This is us.
All the time. We're going to be right here.
100.
That's right.
We truly appreciate it. We love having a platform both on YouTube, also on Facebook.
Yes. And on Instagram. That's right.
Our job is to build and uplift the Black community.
And we are going to do that any way we can.
Brilliance in everything
in our
that
people.
we do. Everything
we believe in our people. So,
And we just going to holler. We're going to keep hollering. And next week, we're going to be talking about
generations.
Yes.
The generations, the silent generation,
yes, sir.
And the greatest generation,
the baby
boomers
generation,
and the
Gen
Xers
and the millennials.
That's right. So we're gonna be discussing that. There's a lot to discuss in that.
Indeed.
It's a mess, y'all. We gotta do better.
Yes,
we gotta do better and bless those generations before us, because they did what they could.
Put it down.
Yeah, they did what they could.
They gave us what we needed.
Yeah.
And those straight tools. Like this 10-month-old Roddy.
We know it's time to go because she cutting us off. That's our production manager right there. She said, we over time. We gotta go.
Hey,
we gotta go.
We love you guys.
We love you.
Forward
Be safe out there.
Yes, indeed.
All right. And represent us well every time you walk out the door.
Enjoy your holidays.
All right. We got, fam.
Yes.